Coach Sheldon Harrison. There never been no comparison. You're live on the show. Sit back and have a listen. All right. LDWMMAC. This is your boy Coach Sheldon Harrison. You're live on the Coach Sheldon Harrison Combat Sports Show Live. Okay. All right, folks. So this is a fight that I am very interested in. And this is a fight that you guys know that I'm Team Markos all the way. I am. Randa Markos versus Amanda Ribas. Final thoughts. Randa Markos, she's coming into this fight as a very, very heavy underdog. And guys, I'm not going to lie. Okay, Amanda Ribas is a tough opponent. She's very tough. She's very strong. She's very fast. She's big. Okay, well, she's a bigger strawweight than Randa Markos. You know, it seems like the odds are against Randa. But when has Randa Markos been in a fight where the odds have ever been in her favor? Randa Markos has always been an underdog in most of the fights that she's been in. This is nothing new. Okay? And I think Randa Markos can use the fact that she's an underdog. She can use that to an advantage. She can use that to a definite advantage in this fight. You definitely don't want to underestimate an opponent like Randa Markos. You don't want to do it. Okay? I felt like Marina Rodriguez, when she fought Randa, I felt like she underestimated Randa Markos, and Randa was able to capitalize off that, especially with the wrestling with Marina Rodriguez. And Randa Markos went in there and bodied Rodriguez up, and Rodriguez is strong. She's very strong. Now comes Amanda Ribas, who's stronger than Rodriguez. Ribas hits hard. She fights well in the clinch, and her jiu-jitsu is top notch. It's going to come down to who's better. Who's better on the ground. I think the wrestling of Randa Markos is better than the wrestling of Ribas. But I think the jiu-jitsu of Ribas is better than the jiu-jitsu of Markos. And see, you have to break it down for some people, because some people think that wrestling and jiu-jitsu are just similar things. They're the same. Like somebody even told me, man, jiu-jitsu is just wrestling where you submit. And no, that's not what it is, okay? Jiu-jitsu is not wrestling, okay? And wrestling isn't jiu-jitsu. And you have to keep breaking that down to people because they just don't want to hear that. But I think if Randa can use her wrestling, she's got a chance to win this fight. I mean, I'm Team Markos. I'm going Markos. She's got to wrestle. She can't, choose to stand in the open with Ribas. She can't do it. If she does it, Ribas will probably catch her with one of those right hands. And Ribas has a very, very strong right hand. Extremely strong. Randa, I really hope Randa goes back to capoeira, where she's moving her feet. She's very, very hard to hit. And it's almost like she's dancing in the octagon, but it's a rhythmic type thing to make herself a smaller target. And I thought Randa Markos was much more effective against strikers when she was using capoeira. Me personally, I thought that. And I hope she goes back to that, because Amanda Ribas is going to come in and try to just pressure. She's a pressure fighter. And Ribas is going to be looking to put Randa Markos in the clinch. Ribas fights very well in the clinch, and she can take you down from the clinch. A lot of her takedowns, they happen when she's in the clinch. She's very good at it. Ribas is good at closing the distance. So Randa, what she's going to have to do is draw Ribas in, okay? Because Ribas is going to think that, oh, hey, Randa Markos is small, okay? Randa is small, so I can go in here and I can just dominate and do what the hell I want to Randa Markos. That's what Ribas is going to think. Randa got to draw her in just enough and then shoot for a double leg. Get Ribas to her back, because really all she's going to do is put you in a closed guard. From her back, I don't think Ribas is very effective with her jiu-jitsu. She's not. And Randa Markos, when she's got people on her back, she's highly effective. And Randa has very good transitions in her submissions from the top. So I think, me personally, in my opinion, I think Randa Markos has a shot at this. And I don't think she's as big as underdog as people want to say. First of all, Randa's got the experience. She's been in there with more top-level fighters than Amanda Ribas. Okay, she's been in there. Ribas does have a very good win over Mackenzie Dern. And, people, they're calling Mackenzie a hype job. I'll tell you what, man. Nobody wants to go to the ground with Mackenzie Dern. Amanda Ribas didn't want to do it, okay? She took Dern, though, and she out-muscled Dern, which I found kind of weird. She was taking Mackenzie Dern and just pushing her to the ground, and Dern was falling. But Ribas did not want to go to the ground. She didn't want to stay there. She would get back up. Markos wrestling is that type of wrestling where you don't want to wrestle Markos. It's not advisable. Okay, she's a very, very strong wrestler. And, if Ribas gets in the clinch or Markos can shoot for those double leg takedowns, Ribas is going to have a hard time defending those takedowns. But Randa's got to do stuff differently. She's got to set it up with a jab, okay? Ribas don't like the jab. If Randa can throw a couple of jabs, a couple of double jabs, triple jabs, keep Ribas honest, okay, then off your triple jab or your double jab, shoot for the double leg. She's going to be ready for it. Also, Randa, she needs to change level. She needs to feint. She needs to feint up high. Okay, no, she needs to throw the double jab, feint up high. Okay, freeze Ribas, and then shoot for the double leg, change the levels. Ribas is going to be on her back, and Ribas has shown that she can't fight off her back. She's going to try to put Randa into a weak guard. That's not going to work because Randa's going to be able to do what she need to do. She'll be able to do it. It's really, really crazy how these things are developing. It's like the UFC, Randa is just the go-to person. Like when somebody gets, can't fight, they call Randa or they call Angela Hill. And Angela Hill and Randa Markos, they're fighting a lot of fights in a short amount of time. And, just going through, what Randa was telling me in the interview, her training camp's been going good. Just looking out on Instagram and looking at her train, Randa looks like she's at peace and she's having a very good training camp. And I'm impressed with what I'm seeing, especially out of her boxing. And I've seen Randa working on a lot of boxing, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, does Randa Markos want to keep this fight standing? Does she really want to keep the fight standing? I mean, it's not like she's the best striker out there, but maybe, she's a league above Markos. And Markos has never been touted as a great striker, okay? She's never been touted as a great striker. I mean, she's okay. She's average. She does enough to keep you honest. And it used to be Markos would do enough to actually so she could set you up for a takedown. But Markos now, she's willing to trade and get in the clinch. I want to see how some of her Muay Thai training has been paying off. I really want to see how some of Markos' boxing training been paying off because she's been working very hard on her hands. It's going to be a good fight, though. Okay, I got Markos. I know. People telling me, Coach, you shouldn't pick Markos. I've been telling people, for 2 weeks, I'm picking Markos. Oh, man, don't pick Markos, man. Ribas is going to go in there and destroy Markos. Well, that's what they said about Marina Rodriguez. That's what they said to Alexa Grasso. Those people didn't destroy Markos. They were supposed to on paper, but they didn't. It didn't happen, okay? So, you guys tell me what you think, man. Does Randa Markos have a shot in this? I got Markos. 2 rounds to 1. It's your boy, Coach Sheldon Harrison. I'm done. What are you waiting on? Subscribe to the best women's MMA platform on YouTube.